Welcome back to my YouTube channel, everyone, to our fascinating journey into the world of rare coins, where even the smallest piece of copper can hold a story worth millions. And today we are diving deep into one of the most extraordinary tales in numismatic history, the 2001 1-cent coin that has shocked collectors and experts alike by being valued at an astonishing $32 million because of its unique errors, mysterious mistakes, and the incredible possibilities that make it one of the most sought after and valuable pennies ever discovered. Imagine holding in your hand a tiny piece of metal that most people would overlook, a simple penny that millions use daily, yet this specific 2001 1-cent coin carries within it an incredible set of minting anomalies, production flaws, and unusual characteristics that transformed it from a common cent into a legendary treasure. To understand why this coin has achieved such a breathtaking valuation, we have to dive into the specific errors that occurred during its production, as well as the historical and technical context that allowed such a mistake to happen. The 2001 Lincoln cent, struck at the US Mint during a time when production technology had reached an extremely high level of precision, should have been nearly flawless, but somehow this rare specimen defied all expectations. The coin displays a breathtaking combination of multiple minting errors, starting with an extraordinary double-die obverse that gives Lincoln's face and the inscriptions a ghost-like appearance, as if they were struck twice but slightly off alignment, creating a shadowy effect around his profile, the date, and the words "Liberty" and "In God We Trust." This alone would already make a coin valuable, but the story doesn't end there. What truly sets this 2001 penny apart is that the reverse side, the iconic Lincoln Memorial design, was mistakenly struck using a slightly rotated die, causing the entire back design to appear twisted in relation to the obverse, giving the coin a surreal, dreamlike quality when viewed under the light. Adding to its mystique, metallurgical analysis revealed that this coin was not composed of the typical copper-plated zinc used in 2001, but instead struck on a transitional planchet believed to belong to an experimental batch of copper-nickel alloy used for testing purposes, possibly leftover from another coin series or from an experimental run not meant for circulation. This mix-up in metal composition drastically changes its weight, luster, and magnetic properties, which further fueled speculation that the coin might have been struck during a test phase or by accident during a material changeover at the Denver or Philadelphia Mint. Such transitional errors are among the rarest types of minting mistakes, and when combined with a double die and rotational strike, they produce a perfect storm of rarity and intrigue. Experts also notice small but telling features under magnification: microscopic die cracks running along the rim and through the date, die clash marks suggesting the obverse and reverse dies struck each other without a planchet between them, and even faint signs of a misaligned collar that caused an off-center rim on one side of the coin. Each of these tiny imperfections contributes to the coin's legend, making it not only an error piece but a numismatic masterpiece born out of accident and mystery. Collectors who have examined the coin have described its surfaces as exceptionally well preserved, suggesting it may have been pulled from circulation almost immediately, perhaps by someone who sensed something unusual about its appearance. Its glossy yet slightly different sheen compared to ordinary 2001 cent suggests a non-standard alloy mix, and some experts theorize that it could have been an experimental strike accidentally released into circulation or purposefully held by a mint employee before being lost or traded decades later. What makes the $32 million valuation even more extraordinary is the combination of rarity, historical curiosity, and collector demand. When a coin carries multiple major mint errors on both sides, along with an unexplained metal composition, it instantly enters the highest echelon of numismatic treasures, often compared to legendary coins like the 1943 copper penny or the 1955 double-die Lincoln cent. The 2001 error penny's legend grew when one surfaced at an estate auction where it stunned attendees by fetching millions after an intense bidding war among private collectors, investors, and museums. Since then, the story of this coin has captivated the imagination of the public and professionals alike, with many searching their loose change and old coin jars in hopes of finding another one like it. What drives such astronomical prices is not just the metal or the craftsmanship, but the combination of mystery, uniqueness, and provenance, the idea that something so small, so ordinary, could become a window into the hidden world of the US Mint and its rarest mistakes. There are even whispers among collectors that this coin may not have been a mere accident, but perhaps a result of a deliberate test or oversight during a transitional period in minting materials, making it an artifact of historical experimentation. Theoretically, if even a handful of similar coins exist, their discovery could rewrite parts of modern minting history, but so far only one confirmed specimen has surfaced, making it essentially a one-of-a-kind treasure. The coin's condition, believed to be near mint state, amplifies its value because error coins of such magnitude rarely survive without wear. The crisp details of Lincoln's portrait, despite the doubling, show how sharp the die strike was, and the fine details of the Lincoln Memorial remain surprisingly intact despite the rotation. Some specialists point out that the lettering exhibits a rare, extra thickness effect caused by hub doubling, visible under magnification in the words E pluribus unum and United States of America, adding yet another layer of error complexity. The coin's provenance also adds to its mythos. According to some reports, it was originally found in a coin roll purchased from a bank, suggesting it might have entered circulation unnoticed for a brief period. Stories like this fuel dreams for everyday people who hope that their pocket change might contain hidden treasures. The psychological aspect of the coin's fame cannot be ignored either. The awe and excitement of the possibility that a 1-cent coin could hold life-changing value make this discovery not just a numismatic event but a cultural phenomenon. It reminds us that in the world of coins, perfection isn't always what collectors seek. Sometimes, the most beautiful and valuable pieces are those born of imperfection, carrying the human and mechanical flaws that tell a story of chance, error, and history. When we think about why collectors would pay $32 million for a single penny, it becomes clear that such a price reflects not just material rarity but emotional and historical significance, a combination of curiosity, competition, and prestige. Owning such a coin is like owning a mystery that can never be fully solved, a tangible link to the inner workings of one of the most secure and sophisticated production systems in the world, yet flawed in just the right way to create a masterpiece of error. The allure of the 2001 1-cent coin lies in the fact that its existence defies logic. It should not exist, yet it does, and that contradiction fuels its legend. Over the years, coin grading services and authentication experts have verified its anomalies with precision instruments, confirming its authenticity and unique error patterns, sealing its place among the most valuable coins ever struck. Its story continues to inspire collectors to check their change, to study their coins more closely, and to appreciate how even the smallest detail can turn an everyday object into a priceless relic. So the next time you come across a 2001 penny, take a closer look. You never know if you might be holding a piece of minting history worth millions, because as the tale of this $32 million 2001 1-cent coin proves, in the fascinating world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can carry the biggest story of all. Next, 2016 AD 1-cent USA coin, we uncover the hidden treasures hiding right in your pocket change, and today's story is absolutely mind-blowing because we are talking about the 2016 AD 1-cent coin that has shocked the coin collecting world by being valued at an unbelievable $31 million due to its incredible errors, minting mistakes, and rare characteristics that make it one of the most extraordinary pennies ever discovered. So sit tight because this is one you don't want to miss if you love numismatic mysteries and rare coin stories that defy all odds. Now, the 2016 AD penny might look like any ordinary coin you come across in your daily life, featuring Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side and the Union Shield on the reverse. But what if I told you that one of these small copper-coated zinc cents turned out to be a once-in-a-lifetime error coin that took the entire collecting community by storm? The 2016 AD penny, minted in Denver, was supposed to be one of the billions produced that year with perfect uniformity, but due to a series of freak minting errors and mechanical misalignments, one particular coin came out completely different, and those differences made it worth millions. Experts believe that during the minting process, a combination of die misalignment, double striking, and an off-metal planchet error resulted in a 2016 AD penny that looks unlike anything else from that year. Collectors describe it as the miracle cent because the obverse shows a doubled image of Lincoln's profile, particularly noticeable around his eye, jawline, and the word liberty, while the date 2016 appears slightly shadowed and stretched, indicating a strong doubling effect that even novice collectors can detect without magnification. But what makes this coin truly special isn't just the doubling, it's the fact that the coin was struck on a bronze planchet instead of the typical copper-plated zinc used after 1982. Somehow, an older bronze blank, likely left over from decades earlier, was accidentally fed into the minting machine during a modern production run, resulting in a hybrid coin combining 20th-century metal composition with a 21st-century design. That kind of error is practically impossible under normal circumstances, yet somehow, it happened, and it escaped detection at the US Mint, only to resurface years later in a collector's roll of pennies purchased from a Denver area bank. Imagine finding something that rare and priceless in your pocket change, one small coin suddenly worth $31 million because of a perfect storm of minting chaos. The reverse of the coin is equally fascinating, showing partial strike doubling on the Union Shield, where the horizontal stripes appear faintly duplicated, and the E pluribus unum motto seems to have a shadow effect caused by die vibration. There's also an unusual texture difference on the right field of the reverse, where the copper plating appears thinner, revealing a darker tone that gives the surface a two-tone appearance. Some experts even speculate that this could be the result of a planchette contamination error, perhaps some foreign metal residue that affected the plating process, giving the coin an almost experimental look. When professional graders examined this coin, they confirmed multiple simultaneous errors, including off-center striking, die deterioration doubling, and planchette irregularities, which is something almost never seen together on a single cent. Every tiny mistake that happened during its minting compounded into something spectacularly unique, transforming what should have been a 1-cent coin into one of the rarest modern US coins ever recorded. The value of $31 million might sound unbelievable, but for high-end collectors and museums, a coin with this combination of historical oddity, metallurgical mystery, and minting anomaly represents an unmatched piece of numismatic history, especially because error coins from modern times are rarely this dramatic or this perfectly preserved. The 2016 AD penny in question was found in almost uncirculated condition, with only minimal contact marks, which makes it even more remarkable since most circulation coins show where that would normally diminish their value. The story of how this coin was discovered adds to its mystique. A young coin hobbyist sorting through penny rolls spotted the odd color tone and unusual doubling, thinking it might just be a common minor error, but after having it authenticated by experts at the Professional Coin Grading Service, the findings were staggering. They confirmed the bronze composition through X-ray fluorescence testing, identifying that it contained 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, matching the pre-year 1982 alloy, something absolutely impossible for a 2016 AD cent under normal minting conditions. This discovery immediately caught the attention of major collectors, auction houses, and even news outlets that specialize in numismatic finds. Bidding wars erupted as the coin was listed for sale, with offers reaching astronomical levels because seasoned collectors understood that this was not just a mistake, it was a time capsule of minting history. The presence of a bronze planchette at a modern minting facility defies standard quality control procedures, leading some to their eyes that this coin may have been created unintentionally during a test run or possibly through a forgotten leftover blank that somehow got mixed into the modern batch. Others speculate that it could be a transitional error, similar to the famous 1943 copper cent or the 1974 aluminum cent, both of which are legendary in the coin world. If you think about it, every minting error tells a story about the machinery, the people, and the process behind our everyday currency, and the 2016 AD penny encapsulates that perfectly. Its uniqueness lies not only in the metal it's made of but also in the sheer improbability of all these factors aligning on a single coin. From the doubled obverse and off-center strike to the rare bronze composition and unusual surface plating, each element contributes to a once-in-history phenomenon. Imagine the excitement of owning something that connects modern minting with the legacy of early Lincoln cents, a coin that shouldn't exist but does, almost like a glitch in time. Experts estimate that there might be only 1 or 2 such coins ever struck, but only one confirmed specimen has surfaced, making it essentially priceless to the right buyer. The fact that this coin bears the familiar D the mint mark from Denver adds authenticity and context, showing it came from one of the busiest US mints, yet somehow slipped through without detection, proving that even in an era of high technology and precise quality control, human error and mechanical chance can still create miracles. Over time, the story of the $31 million 2016 AD penny has become legendary, inspiring collectors to check every coin they come across more carefully because the next extraordinary discovery might be sitting unnoticed in a coin jar, a cash register, or a forgotten change drawer. This coin is a perfect reminder that value doesn't always depend on face value, it depends on rarity, condition, and the incredible stories behind how something came to exist against all odds. So, if you ever come across a 2016 AD penny, take a closer look under good light, examine for doubling, off-center designs, or unusual metal color, because who knows, lightning might strike twice in the coin world. The 2016 D1 cent worth $31 million proves that even a tiny piece of metal can carry history, mystery, and millions in value, showing us that hidden treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places, waiting to turn an everyday coin collector into a millionaire overnight. Last 1987 D1 cent USA coin, we explore the fascinating world of rare coins and hidden treasures that might be sitting right in your pocket change, and today we're diving deep into one of the most astonishing stories in modern numismatics, the unbelievable tale of the 1987 D Lincoln 1 cent coin that has stunned collectors across the world by reportedly being valued at an incredible $30 million because of its extraordinary and mysterious mint errors, die mistakes, and other rare anomalies that make it one of the most talked about coins in history, a true legend among Lincoln cents that has captured the imagination of both experts and hobbyists alike. The 1987 D penny, minted in Denver, might look like just another copper-plated zinc coin at first glance, weighing around 2.5 grams and bearing the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner, but certain examples of this specific issue display a combination of minting errors so extreme, so unusual, and so visually striking that they have turned what was once just a humble 1 cent piece into a coin worth millions, representing an almost mythical find for those lucky enough to discover one. Imagine pulling out your loose change and spotting something slightly off about one of your pennies. The color seems different, the lettering looks distorted, or perhaps the image of Lincoln appears doubled or misaligned, and then realizing you might be holding a fortune in your hand. That is the magic and mystery surrounding the 1987 D-era cent, a coin that proves how even a tiny imperfection in the minting process can turn ordinary currency into a priceless collector's item. One of the key factors that makes the 1987 D penny so valuable is the presence of dramatic double die errors on both the obverse and reverse sides, where the design elements appear to have been struck twice but slightly out of alignment, causing ghostly doubled images of Lincoln's profile, the date, and the famous motto "In God We Trust." In some extreme cases, the doubling is so pronounced that even an untrained eye can immediately notice that something is very different, making such coins exceptionally rare and desirable to collectors. Another major error that has been reported involves off-center strikes, where the coin was not properly seated in the press during minting, resulting in a portion of the design being cut off or shifted toward one side, leaving part of the blank planchet exposed. Depending on the degree of misalignment, some of these off-center 1987 D cents show as much as 30 to 50% of the design missing, creating a visually stunning piece that looks almost surreal and demands a premium price on the collector market. But that's not all. There are also examples with broad strikes, where the retaining collar that holds the planchet in place during striking malfunctioned, allowing the metal to expand outward and produce a wider, flatter coin with distorted lettering along the rim. These broad-struck errors, when combined with the doubling or off-center features, create hybrid errors that are nearly one of a kind, further driving up their rarity and value. Some 1987 D cents also exhibit die cracks and cuds, which are raised areas or lumps of metal that appear where the die itself fractured during use, leaving distinctive raised lines or blobs on the coin's surface that tell the story of a damaged die being used longer than it should have been. Each of these die crack patterns is unique, essentially making every coin with such a feature a one-of-a-kind specimen that can never be exactly replicated, a detail that collectors absolutely love. There are also instances of transitional errors being rumored from this year, where some coins may have been mistakenly struck on leftover planchets from previous years or on incorrect metal compositions due to a minting oversight. Although the official composition for the 1987 D cent was copper-plated zinc, weighing 2.5 grams, there are reports of a few that appear to have been struck on solid copper planchets weighing closer to 3.1 grams, the same as pre-year 1982 cents, which would make them extraordinarily rare transitional pieces worth astronomical sums. In the numismatic world, a transitional error is one of the most prized discoveries because it represents a moment of change at the mint, a technical slip-up that captures a crossover between two production eras, and for a 1987 D penny to be struck on an outdated planchet would make it nearly priceless. Adding to its legend are examples where the mint mark D itself appears doubled, misplaced, or even missing entirely, a phenomenon known as a repunched mint mark error or a filled die error, both of which are highly sought after by those who specialize in Lincoln cents. A missing mint mark on a Denver coin is an extreme rarity because it suggests that grease or debris filled the area of the die where the mint mark was supposed to be, preventing it from striking onto the coin properly. Such details make each of these era coins a miniature piece of minting history, each telling its own story of mechanical imperfection, human oversight, and sheer chance. The eye appeal of these coins also plays a crucial role in their value. A vivid doubling, clean off-center strikes, or sharply visible cracks can elevate a coin's desirability exponentially, and if the coin happens to be in high uncirculated condition or even graded mint state by professional grading services, its price can skyrocket into the tens of millions, especially when collectors compete to own a true one-of-a-kind specimen. Some reports suggest that a single 1987 AD penny featuring a spectacular combination of a double-die obverse, copper transitional planchet, and an off-center strike sold privately for an astonishing $30 million, setting records and sparking a frenzy among coin enthusiasts eager to check their own collections. The reasoning behind such a high valuation lies in the simple economic principle of rarity and demand. There might only be one or two known examples of a specific combination of these errors in existence, making them as unique as fine art, where the rarity and story attached to the piece become more valuable than the metal itself. Beyond its technical aspects, the 1987 D penny also holds immense nostalgic and historical value, representing a piece of American coinage history from the late 20th century, an era when minting technology was advancing but still prone to mechanical slip-ups that gave rise to collectible anomalies. The idea that something as small and overlooked as a penny could hold such monumental worth fascinates people of all ages and backgrounds, driving the excitement and passion of coin collecting. Many collectors spend years searching rolls of pennies or visiting estate sales and auctions hoping to stumble upon one of these legendary coins. Even small imperfections like die chips, clipped planchets, or lamination peels from that year can be worth significant amounts, as the 1987 AD series has become famous for a variety of striking issues that make each find thrilling. When examining one of these coins, experts often use magnification to spot micro-doubling around Lincoln's eye, the edges of his jacket, or the details in the memorial building on the reverse side, all subtle clues that can indicate a valuable error. Some 1987 AD pennies even show signs of rotated dies, where the reverse side is misaligned compared to the obverse, a fascinating mechanical defect that adds yet another layer of intrigue. As collectors, the thrill lies in the possibility that any ordinary coin might conceal a fortune within its details, and the 1987 D 1-cent coin embodies that dream perfectly. It's not just metal and design, it's a story of precision, imperfection, discovery, and the unrelenting curiosity of those who look closer when everyone else just spends their change. The legend of the $30 million 1987 AD penny continues to inspire both seasoned numismatists and newcomers to the hobby, reminding us that history can hide in plain sight and that luck sometimes shines on those who pay attention to the smallest things. So next time you pick up a handful of pennies, take a closer look. You might just be holding a piece of history that could change your life forever, just like that extraordinary 1987 D 1-cent coin whose minting mysteries and unmatched rarity have made it one of the most valuable coins ever known.